You are listening to the Savage FINcast, episode 70, 3 for the price of 1.
Chicago. A criminal mastermind called Overlord held our city in his terrifying grip. Ordinary cops were losing the battle against Overlord's super freaks and mutants. Then, a miracle happened. When I found him, he had no memory of his past. I helped him find an identity and a life. Now we have a fighting chance. Now we have the dragon.
This is the Savage FINcast, the show that's like finding the complete run to a random comic book in your local bargain bin. My name is Jim Purcell.
I'm Craig Olson.
I'm Raven Perez.
Welcome to another episode of the Savage FINcast.
It's a new one.
It is a new one.
Why'd you stop yourself there?
Own it. Own that newness, baby.
Own what?
The newness. Welcome to the new hotness.
It is new, all different. Phase 4 of the Savage FINcast.
A bold new direction.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. First issue in a bold new direction.
So we don't got a lot of news this episode. So I thought we could spend some quick time just catching up what we've been up to.
Ooh.
Craig, how's life treating you?
Pretty good. Let's see. Comic-wise and stuff like that, I've finally caught up on most of my Marvel movies besides the Infinity War.
So you have not
which
seen
I still
Infinity
have
War.
not seen yet, so don't spoil that.
Yeah, you know what? If you had seen it, we probably should have done a brief spoiler cast, but I guess we'll save that for a later date.
But I finally saw the Ragnarok movie, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought it was a fun romp.
That is a fun movie. I didn't see it in theaters, unfortunately, but when I did see it on Blu-ray, I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't get to see it, and I will give you the opinion of someone who missed 7 movies before Infinity War.
Yeah, you got picky.
Be glad that you saw Ragnarok, because out of everything I skipped, I didn't feel like I was missing a thing except for the events of Ragnarok. I do wish I had known before I watched it.
Did you see Black Panther?
Nope, skipped it.
And you felt you didn't need to?
Didn't feel like I missed a thing.
Okay. Interesting. I was wondering about that because I saw Black Panther 2 weeks before I saw Infinity War because I figured this isn't going to be on home video before Infinity War comes out. And if anything's in it that's important, I should probably see it now.
Nope. You're good. Honest to goodness, dollars to donuts, Thor Ragnarok was the only movie I wished that I had seen. Yeah. And not because I was like, oh man, I'm missing out on the info, because they just straight up fucking tell you what happened in Ragnarok. So it's kind of like, well.
Raven, Craig, are you aware of at least that detail in Infinity War?
Which detail?
I wouldn't bring it up.
No, I'm not aware of it. I've been keeping myself in the dark about any details.
All right, never mind.
I wouldn't.
But I will say this. I will say this about Black Panther. That movie is shockingly standalone. Like they planned it that way. I feel to make it unessential to Infinity War.
I hate to say it, but I think you're right. I think they had no fucking idea how big that shit was going to be.
Right.
No idea.
Wait, Raven, you said you didn't see Black Panther?
I didn't see it.
Do you mind having a minor spoiler?
Oh, I don't care. Fucking
there is no
everything.
reference. Wait, did you see Civil War at least?
I watched the airport fight.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't even matter.
That's all you needed.
At the end of that movie, Bucky goes to live with the Wakandans, okay?
I knew that.
That is never brought up in that movie. So
wait, what? What are you saying?
In Black Panther, the whole bit about Bucky living in Wakanda is never brought up. Except in
the new movie?
In the Black Panther movie.
Yeah, it is.
In like one throwaway line.
No, he in the end credits.
What? In Black Panther?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. I could have
in
sworn
the second credit.
I guess
he's actually in the movie.
I guess I thought there was only a halfway credit.
And they reference him as something like, I don't know what they call him, like White Wolf or something, and that's a real.
I guess I gotta rewatch that movie sooner rather than later.
Hopefully, no one listening to this has just been spoiled, but
I guess I need to learn that there's usually 2.
Now. Yeah,
you know what,
no,
Craig?
it's definitely in there.
You know what? Fuck them. You know,
All right.
we're here for Savage Dragon talk. If you're scared of Civil War spoilers, too bad.
Yeah, I guess you should have seen, maybe Black Panther by now. It's been out long enough.
Yeah, and also too, you didn't spoil anything really important.
No.
Like,
No.
woo! So,
To be honest,
We just know that Jim's gotta stay
said,
longer at the theater.
Yeah. Like I said, there isn't anything in that movie really that spoils anything outside of that movie.
Right.
It's actually pretty tightly written.
I am actually out of all the Marvel movies that I missed, the thing that I found was interesting is that I don't feel any compulsion to go see like Doctor Strange now or
That
Spider-Man.
movie's way better than you think it is. Doctor Strange is one of the best.
I just don't give a fuck.
I mean,
Yeah,
I guess.
I think it was a decent movie, but I feel like Doctor Strange was way more interesting in Ragnarok than he was in his own movie.
You mean... Oh, wait, you never saw Infinite War. Really? In Ragnarok, in that 5-minute scene?
With his interaction with Thor and stuff? I thought that was great.
Well, if you like that, then you're going to like Infinity War.
That's cool. Because I felt like in his movie, again, I'm just so sick of the whole, like... I don't know, the origins, and he's so closely, like, he's so similar to Tony Stark in a way, like the rich kind of...
He is kind of, I agree with that, yeah.
This rich kind of arrogant guy that gets humbled.
I rewatched it, like, 2 days ago, and that movie, like I said, to me, it's way better than it has any right to be.
Yeah.
But
I did like how it was kind of standalone, too.
To be honest, I like all of them. I love Spider-Man Homecoming, and the only one I really hate is Iron Man 2, which is the worst of them all.
Well, I guess
I didn't like 3. Iron Man 3 was not for me.
I rewatched that as well. That was better than I remembered.
Yeah.
it was okay.
2 was way bad, though. It wastes all of its talent and its stories.
I mean, I'm sorry, like jamming a fucking kid in there, like so lame. No one wants to see Tony Stark sitting around in a garage talking to a kid. Like waste of screen time.
Yeah, but that doesn't actually take as much time as you think it is. I like that movie because he doesn't fight more robots. Actually, fighting regular different superpowered people is way more interesting.
Yeah, but what's his name was horrible. Was a horrible villain.
Not the man.
The guy from Memento.
Oh, you know what? Here's why I'm okay with that. That was an adaptation of a Warren Ellis story arc that was really cool.
Yeah, but the guy that from Memento? What's his name? Do you know who I'm talking about? Who played the bad guy?
I know
like,
him.
He made him so like it felt like an old like Batman movie. Like they made him so over the top, like nerdy kind of. Like it took me out of it. It was like his acting was way over the top.
I make this joke about Iron Man 3 a lot. It's actually a Lethal Weapon movie.
Yeah, I've heard that the whole like Christmas time thing.
Yeah, and how Tony Stark runs around with a handgun all the time.
It's amazing how little armor action you get in that movie.
Yeah, I think that's intentional, but at the same time, it is kind of really weird. Really strange.
That'd be like going to Fast and Furious and they're just walking everywhere.
Oh, it was Guy Pearce. That's what bothered me about it because he's a brilliant actor, but I felt like he was kind of like dumbing it down because he felt like it was a comic book movie and making it into like kind of how Jamie Foxx did Electro, like just the way over the top nerdy.
I did not see Amazing
villain.
Spider-Man.
Don't garbage.
Yeah, I knew that before it came out.
But it's the same thing with like the Tim Burton movies and all that. Like they're just too over the top. I don't know. I mean, it works with Tim Burton because it's styled like that. But anyway,
Raven,
I'm just rambling on.
What's going on with you?
Bro, I just started that paywall site and I'm losing my fucking mind.
In terms of keeping up, or
yeah, it's just a lot more work.
Wait, so explain it for the listeners.
Oh, for the listeners. Yeah, for the
old men who don't understand today's media consumption.
So, welcome to my Patreon. No, I'm kidding. Basically, if you make a comic that has dirtiness, you can't be found in Patreon's search engine.
Oh.
So there's not right. People basically have to just know you already exist in order to find you. And so again, where it's kind of like, what's the point of being on there if they're going to take a cut and not help promote me? So I just made my own paywall site where you
Okay.
can subscribe, and it's per month, and there's cheap tiers, whatever. I'm not really super here to promote it. I feel dirty about that, but just to explain what it is
so modest.
I don't like it. I don't like to promote like that. I love to promote. I just don't like to
Step right up.
I don't like to promote here, but like I'm just saying that like it is what I've been doing, and it's been what I've been doing so much that unfortunately I don't have a lot to talk about because I took on a lot more comic work and illustration work just as part of the people who pay every month. You got to give them a little extra, and I'm giving them comics and I'm giving them drawings, and I'm not that I had a lot of free time anyway. But what little free time I had is GONE, brother. I spend all day and all night just drawing like nonstop. So
Don't tell me you got a commission lottery.
no, I was only dumb enough to do that. I did that for this month, but it changes every month.
You're not painting dunnies or anything like that?
No, goddamn.
Learned your lesson?
Draw
I'll
my
never do that.
my greatest fetish, Raven.
I do a little bit of that. I don't mind. I'll tell you. People that they're paying, they're thirsty. They want to see some stuff, and I'll show them.
Thirsty.
Yeah, they got to see it, bro. They got to see it.
They
But it's
gotta.
cool. Those are my people, so I'm cool with that.
Is it working for you though?
It is. The website is actually for once making about the kind of money it was making on KeenSpot, which was a big deal.
At its peak?
That was the most it was making in 2000.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. In 2008, I was part of at the time the internet's biggest comic networks, and it was huge for me. Yeah, and it helped, and I was getting money from ads, and it was good. And now I'm, though of course the adpocalypse happened a few times, believe it or not.
What's adpocalypse?
Adpocalypses happen when advertisers pump a ton of money into a new media idea, and then a few years later they realize we're not getting a good return on this. We're taking all the money away.
Yeah, and so the money dries up, and so all of a sudden ads don't pay shit.
So
And
it was webcomics first,
yep,
and then currently it's YouTube getting destroyed.
yeah, as all the advertisers are like, oh man, Twitch is blowing up. We should go over there.
Actually, it wasn't just webcomics; it was ads on web pages in general.
Yeah,
Just
the
people
bubble
don't click on them.
bingo, and of course, like ad blockers became real popular.
Oh, yep.
And people were straight up. It was hilarious because like people would straight up tell me, they'd be like, "Oh, I love your comic. I use ad blocker," and I'm just like, "Bro, you got to turn that shit off for me, please." Like, it's the only way I make money. But no, that's what I've been doing. I just been drawing like more than ever, drawing like a damn fiend, and I enjoy my Switch a tiny little amount, but that's it.
Bloodstained Curse of the Moon.
I know, Jim. That's
out today.
What do you think I'm doing after this FINcast?
Hey, you kids, you like Castlevania? Then you need to go out there on your console of choice and find Bloodstained Curse of the Moon.
It's only $9. You have no excuse. At $9,
Craig, you like old school Nintendo games. You might even like this.
I like old school Nintendo games just because I was around when they were actually new school Nintendo games.
That's a good enough reason. That's fine. I think it's cool. I will just say that. Like, this doesn't have to turn into video game podcast, but it's funny because, like, there's a 20-something, like, you want to feel like an old man. Ask someone when they're born and they say 1997. That's going to make...
I work at a used game store once a week, and I carded somebody to do a trade-in because you got to be 18 years old. And
they were born in, like, 2008.
They were born in 2001. And I went,
Dude, I was already working in 2001.
I know, dude.
Well, I
Me
graduated
too.
high school in 2001.
Look, this guy was born and I had a job. Like, but everything he says is like fucking amazingly, like, makes me feel so old, and like it's hilarious because his opinion on video games are like insane.
So
like the
different.
shit that, dude, the shit that comes out of his mouth is insane, and he's like, video games are they're at the bottom of the barrel right now. It's all falling apart. It's all over. They're so terrible.
It's over.
It's over, dude. He's declared it. They're done.
Stick a fork in me.
I just think it makes me laugh because, like, for me, it's like the genesis. It's like the ultimate perfect time. Like, shit's never been better than this.
That's
like
what I've been saying for a decade, is that this is the best time for media in general.
You see, the funny thing is, Craig, and again, just the listeners, if you keep you from getting bored, is like today, this date in time, not only was a brand new game released that was the style of the old Nintendo games, but it's brand new. It was released today. But also, too, this same day, you got a game called Detroit Become Human, which is like full of like motion capture and voice acting. And it's like a movie. It's like you're playing a movie and you can see the characters' pores. It's so detailed. And I just think it's amazing when you have a medium that it can support so many types of variety.
So it's a good game.
As long as it's good, there seems to be support for it. And I wish comics was there. Like,
man, Raven, I don't even want to get into the fact that comics are better now than they've ever been.
No, comics are better than they've ever been. I totally support what you're saying, bro. I'm just saying that I don't think the support is there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there's no money in comics right now, but the variety's pretty good.
No, the variety is amazing, bro. This is, again, it's a renaissance for comics, too. There's more amazing comics than ever. And they're covering all types of genres and all kinds of shit, but it's not like where Bloodstained is gonna make money, and so will Detroit Become Human.
Mm-hmm. Different kinds of money.
Different kinds of money. They're both gonna make money, but like, if you released a comic that looked like fucking CC Beck's Shazam,
yep,
it's not gonna make money.
I bet you. I think you could find an audience for that right now. I think if Marvel if DC or one of the big publishers actually put some weight behind it, you could find an audience for that kind of book. People are hungry for that kind of classic style, just like how they're hungry for that classic NES style.
I don't know. I mean, are they?
But the problem is the big two don't want to do that because there's so much risk involved, and that's why the indies kind of got to do it. But the indies have the problem with not have the brand recognition, so it's
no visibility. If I draw my shit in the style of Captain Marvel, nobody's gonna flip the fuck out, Right. So whatever. Anyway, that's what I've been doing.
Jim, what's up with you?
Yeah, you know how I love digital comics?
Yes.
And I poo all over paper.
Why, I've been known to hear that opinion from you occasionally.
I caught myself digging through dollar bargain back bins of comics the last week. I had an interesting opportunity to go to an antique store out of state with my family last week, and there happened to be a big stack of comic books, mostly like early 90s.
Do they try charging you like $5 a piece, like most antique stores?
Well, here's the thing: they were all $3 a piece. Okay, and I bulked. Seriously, like really bulked at these price tags. But then I noticed the stall I was at had a big sign that said everything half off, and I said, "Oh, $1.50 isn't as bad as $3."
Oh, that's great.
So I wound up grabbing like some Don Simpson Megaton. Mm-hmm. It was this bizarre hero series. I don't know, Raven. I don't know, Raven, if you're familiar at all with Megaton Man.
Just a touch. He did fight Savage Dragon.
He did. And he ran and he ran backups in Savage Dragon in the early days.
Don is a Pittsburgh local, and I keep threatening to interview him at one point. It's gonna happen. Show. It's gonna happen, bro.
But anyway, I got two of those just random issues, and I grabbed a copy of Mirage Comics. It was like the Gizmo meets the Futuroid. It was just really kind of interesting. One of those. Peter Laird of the Ninja Turtles fame created it.
Nice.
Drawn by Michael Dooney. Yeah, he's a real cool artist. I really dug him. He did a lot of art on Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back in the early 2000s, so it was kind of cool to see something of his from like the late 80s. But that gave me the itch. So when I got home, I decided I'm going down to the local comic shop, and I'm going to go through their dollar bin. And
love it.
I'm kind of glad I did, because you know what? As cool as digital is, as much as I prefer it, there is still so much old material that is not been converted and maybe won't ever be.
Yeah.
So the big find for me, Savage Dragon related, is I got all four issues of the first Super Patriot miniseries.
Nice.
Yes, by
Dave Johnson.
Dave Johnson. Yes.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And that series is still visually stunning
Yep.
to this day.
I actually have read all the others. I got the Liberty and Justice trade paperback, and I read War on Terror when it came out, but I never read the first one. So that's gonna be real cool to read. Learn who all this Covenant of the Sword crap is all about.
Yeah. That was a big part of Savage Dragon back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I set up a lot of stuff, but Malcolm now is all due to
That's
the
right.
Covenant.
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I forgot.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're the ones who stole him. So,
Mm-hmm.
and the Covenant of the Sword was like a cover front for like Dark Lord, so it was like a whole thing.
And the craziest thing is that like Dave Johnson developed a lot of the designs for the characters, which seems to happen a lot in Savage Dragon, where like miniseries will spawn like major chunks of the story, and other people would design it, and then Eric has to kind of like adjust to what other people have already designed.
Mm-hmm. Like,
But go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Dave Johnson's design of like the Covenant guys were probably really different than what Eric probably would have come up with. They're like these like guys with these giant robotic bodies with like little old men heads or whatever,
Yeah, dude. They look so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to read it. I mean, I found some other odds and ends. I found an issue of Big Bang Comics with that had a Savage Dragon crossover or guest appearance, I suppose. There's a 4-issue Night Watchman series. I found the first issue of,
which is Big Bang spinoff.
Yeah, it was
their version of Batman.
Yeah, so I grabbed that as like a curiosity.
And he'll be in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles urban. What do you call it? What are they called now?
Urban Legends.
Which is
Speaking of which, did you guys pick it up yet? It came out this week.
I know. I was going to ask you that. I have not gone to the comic store yet, but I knew it came out. Did you get your copy? Well, you got it digitally, right?
Well, I'm going to. I'm a little broke right this second, but payday, I'm going to grab it.
I'm just wondering how the coloring came out. For the listeners, this is the reprint of the Image Comics Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series by Frank Fosco and Gary Carlson. Mm-hmm. And the first issue came out Wednesday, right?
Yes, this week.
Of when we're recording. So
we're recording, yes. Based on preview images, the coloring looks pretty good. It doesn't.
I know some people were worried. I know you were.
Well, I'm always worried about IDW because I don't really like their coloring in-house style. They use a lot of like digital glow, I guess it would be. I don't care for it. But the preview images I saw, the coloring looked kind of flat, so I kind of dug it. So
cool. Yeah, I saw some on Facebook. Someone posted some preview images or a preview like little movie.
Yeah.
I looked pretty good to me.
Yep.
Although, one thing that's going to be interesting is in that series, they inked the first issue as if it was going to be color. Mm-hmm. And then when they figured out they weren't going to do color, they inked it different so it looked better in black and white. So I'm interested in seeing how the colored version of the next issue is going to look like in subsequent issues because it wasn't really inked for color.
Right. So yeah, I'm really interested in getting my hand on that probably tomorrow, just to give it a read. Other than that,
picking mine up Tuesday, I think.
Other than that, I found all.
Thanks, Ray.
Well,
I know.
Thanks, Raven.
I'm an asshole, by the way.
Listeners, take note. Raven's going Tuesday to pick up his copy.
With all these clues, you can triangulate the exact time that we recorded this episode.
Sorry.
So the other comics I picked up a bunch. Oddly enough, I picked up a bunch of like first issues that not really runs. Like I got the first issue of Steampunk by I think Pacello did the art on that.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know Steampunk? Okay.
I know what Steampunk is, but I don't know the
Well, there was an image. There was an image. Was it? It was was it Cliffhanger? It was one of those. Wildstorm did it. It was kind of like artistically kind of like Battle Chasers at the time. It was basically it was a hot book like Battle Chasers where the artwork was just like super stylized. It was like I said, I think it was Chris Pacello doing it.
Okay.
I got to double check that. I don't really have any attachment to it. I just remember it being a well-liked book that, of course, was never completed because that happened a lot.
Right.
And they keep talking about coming back to it, and still hasn't happened yet. But it's one of those books that, you can't get digitally, so I just picked it up. And then I got the first issue of the Terminator Burning Earth.
Nice.
Do you know why that comic is significant?
Nope.
No.
That is the first comics work of Alex Ross.
Weird.
Yeah.
Is it just like
It's
drawn,
all,
or is it
paint. It's all painted.
weird?
Does it look good?
Yeah, it looks okay. Being fully painted on non-gloss paper in the early, the early '90s doesn't do it any favors, but it's very interesting.
Huh.
And it's based on the original. Actually, based on when it came out, Terminator 2 may not even been out yet because it's definitely based on the original Terminator, not Terminator 2. Yeah. What was the other book I got? Oh yeah, I got a whole bunch of Keith Giffen books. I got all 4 issues of this series called Trencher, which I guess was an early Image book he did.
Amazing comic.
Yeah,
we talked about this a little off the air, but I bought the first 2 issues when they came out. I love them. I love the style of it. It's a fun, silly ass Lobo type comic.
It's really cool that I found all these complete runs in these bargain bins. And you know what, early 90s is a mystery to me because it was that period of time I kind of ignored everything because it all looked kind of to me at the time.
Especially too awesome?
Yeah, a little too awesome. So going back and just, picking up stuff, it's just really cool.
Yeah.
I got like 4 issues of Ultraverse's Mantra. If you know what that is.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah,
but
don't worry about it.
Ultraverse? I don't
don't worry about it.
That's Terry. If you know who Terry Dodson is, the artist.
Oh yeah.
That's where he got his big break, I guess.
Are the characters sexy?
Oh yeah, yep.
So he was sexy out the gate.
Yes.
All right.
That's kind of his thing. Still sexy.
Still sexy, Terry. We love you.
The better Adam Hughes.
You know what's funny? He's Deadline Adam Hughes.
Yeah, he makes comics.
He'll make that deadline and he'll keep it sexy.
Yeah, I was thinking like painted comics, and do you guys remember that Image comic called Sharkman? It's kind of a lame title.
Sharkman, no.
No.
Dude, look up Image Sharkman. The artist is Gary Leach, and it's some amazing freaking art. And it came out, I want to say like late 90s. I don't know. Oh, no, 2008, I guess. A lot later than I thought. It came out with 3 issues and just like disappeared. But
wow, I have never seen or heard of this.
The art was amazing, and when you said like painted like comic, I was thinking in my head of all like the painted comic books out there. Remember there was like a Deathlock series that was kind of painted.
Yeah, that I think was written. That was done by Joe Casey, I think. That was coming out in like, yeah, I know which series you're talking about.
So and then I suddenly like the Sharkman comic flashed in my head, and the art is superb.
He's like a Super Sentai character.
Yeah, it was pretty neat, and then it disappeared. And I remember like I don't see any inside pictures, but it was pretty fun. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to derail.
What's funny? If I had known like is the whole comic painted or
the Sharkman one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
I think that's painted.
If I had known the whole comic was painted, I probably would have bought this shit in a heartbeat. Yeah, because you talk about Alex Ross clone. Like this is some Alex Ross looking shit right here.
Yeah.
He was in War of the Independents.
Sharkman was?
I'm on Comic Vine. He says he's got an appearance in it.
Bro, this is blowing my mind. Because this is what's funny about this is like this is some shit I totally would still read even now to this day.
Yeah, it looks pretty amazing. for the listener, just look up Sharkman Image Comics. I don't even know if I have my original. I think they're probably long gone. But I remember being like, I want more of this.
Apparently there are like 5 issues, 2 of which were like oddly like independently published, although the second issue has the Image eye on it. It's very strange. And then the second series only ran 3 issues in Image.
Yeah.
It's very cool,
it's
very interesting.
Detailed and neat, but anyway.
Did not find Sharkman in the bargain bin.
You're not gonna, and I guarantee anybody that has these gems is not letting them go.
So, should we?
You know what? No, we won't. Because I blew. Feel free to delete my earlier thing because I totally brain farted on my awesome Savage Dragon related thing.
Oh,
what's your
yes, I know what you're talking
about. What is it?
I went to the Erie Comic Con and pretty much just fucking went to hang out with Mark Welser.
Oh, right.
And Mark, for the listener, has been a huge Savage Dragon fan for a long time and probably seen him on the boards if you listen to this podcast, but he also has done a backup. I forget which issue it was in, but it was the...
I want to say 225.
Was it 225?
Because I feel like I was sitting with him this weekend, and I think it was an anniversary issue. As ferocious Googling happens.
Yeah.
But I believe that it was. You just can pop in and confirm that. But like Mark, again, huge Savage Dragon fan. Like one of the Brotherhood of the Fin founding like members. Like it was just really a fucking treat to get to hang out with a Savage Dragon fan of like such a long history with the book, and like has even contributed a backup. And like I was reading. I got to like see his original art for the backup.
It's Savage Dragon 208 for the listeners. It's the backup is with Brute Force.
Yep.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And it was just cool. It was just fun. Like there doesn't even have to be a big like to do about it. It's just it was really fun. It was really cool. If you're a fucking Savage Dragon fan and Mark is at a show near you, get to that fucking show. And talk Savage Dragon with him. His portfolio has Savage Dragon stuff in it, and like it's awesome. It's like just it was fun to talk to him, and also D Fish was there too. Who, for the listeners, if you need to put that person into perspective, when there was the Inkwell inking challenge, D did the one where it was more like had like kind of a more like a watercolor like a style appearance, and like the sky had lines in it. So again, you'll see D floating around the forums, the Facebook forums and stuff. It was just fun to get to hang out with 2 Savage Dragon fans.
Yeah.
I get to do
you
it.
never get to do that.
I know, dude. And they made I said that. I said, man, I just really enjoy getting to hang out and talk with Savage Dragon fans. And Mark said, yeah, you do it all the time. he said, you get to do it every month. I said, oh, I'm sorry. You're right, dude.
I do like if there was anyone to draw like Dragon backups, I think like Welser and like Mark Engler are like the guys that really have Larson's style kind of locked down. They do a real good job kind of giving you that Larson feeling.
Yes, dude. We did a jam pick that I hope never surfaces, but because like I did a really shitty job compared to D and Mark, but it was awesome watching Mark draw like Mako and Powerhouse and like just draw these like dragon characters. And again, like you said, he just like has that Larson style, dude.
Yeah.
Like it just like I was like, holy shit, he's got it. Like
he does a lot of cool design stuff, like T-shirts and stuff that get like stolen all the time, and I feel bad for him. He has this awesome like Star Wars like kind of take on like an homage to the Trooper from Iron Maiden,
it is
and
so
that thing
funny.
is constantly getting stolen.
It's so funny you mentioned that because that was in his portfolio, and all weekend people flip through and be like, oh, my mom has this shirt.
Yeah, and it's just like,
give me $5.
Yeah, is that what he would say?
He said, yeah. He said that one gets ripped off a lot. He said, I used to worry about it. I just had to give up.
Yeah. But he always is like, I'm always seeing like posts like, hey, did you see this? And it's like, oh shit. like that, and those some like He-Man stuff. Like I think he's super into
He-Man,
Masters of the Universe, and he does like designs and stuff that get ripped off. But
real big.
I guess that's just what happens a lot. I mean, I have like Instagram accounts of artists that are just constantly getting ripped off by clothes stores like H&M and shit like that. And
I can understand brutal. Like some rando like screening shirts and selling them on eBay, but when like actual shirt companies are doing it, it's fucking disgusting.
It happens all the time. They steal from like street artists, they steal from comic book artists, and it's just brutal.
Dave Raposa is an internet artist who did a series of Ninja Turtle paintings, and basically the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies. It is Michael Bay, right?
Right. Yes.
The
he didn't direct them, but he did produce them.
Well, the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies, their version of Master Splinter is basically almost verbatim his redesign.
Oh, really?
They're big enough, though. You could probably sue them and win.
I don't know that you could, dude, because you're doing
fan art. You don't have
art.
enough money.
Yeah, bingo. You can't sue Nickelodeon. They're going to fucking win.
They'll just, bury it in litigation.
Well, which one does make enough noise that they settle with you?
Yeah.
At any rate, Erie Con was amazing for the Savage Dragon factor. And I wanted to bring it up just because I just really want to say, if you ever get a chance, and again, I talked a lot about Mark. It's because I was sitting right next to him. Like, D did a fucking absolutely stunning Malcolm in like fucking 5 minutes. Blew my mind. I was like, holy shit, it looked amazing. And Welser's like, you fucking ruined us. Like, you ruined this jam pick. Like, like you did such a better job in like 5 minutes than we did in like 20. So, again, if you're around and you see either of those artists, huge Savage Dragon fans, support them, pop out and talk Savage Dragon with them. They would fucking love it. And I don't know, that's all I want to say. That was my amazing thing I've done recently.
What, did you scribble like a super deformed Rodney and Doornail on there?
No, dude, I fucking did this like shitty ass Savage Dragon, and then like, because I thought it was for fun. I was like, let's just do something for fun, real quick. And like, fucking Mark brought his A game. That powerhouse he did fighting my dragon was really awesome, and I was like, damn it. And so then I drew like, and then we handed it to D, and D drew this amazing Malcolm with a Canada T-shirt on, like, bringing the hammer down on Powerhouse from the back. And I was like, oh shit. And there's like, he drew a John Day, and he drew Mako in there real good. So I drew fucking Brainy Ape and just like a shitty Paul Dragon.
I love it when artists draw like rando dragon characters, and like they're real fans. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, if he's drawing that character, he definitely reads the book.
John Day,
yeah.
Right in the background.
Well, that sounds fun.
It was. And again, if you get to see Mark, he's a fucking hoot, and just talk Savage Dragon with him, he'd fucking, I know he'd love that. So check it out. See him if you're ever in this area.
All right. Cool. So news real quick. We don't got a lot, so we'll blast right through it. First bit of news, we got the cover for Savage Dragon 238. Which has got Malcolm on the cover with a bunch of hands reaching out to him with the words "Out for Blood" at the bottom of the screen, bottom of the page. Pretty good cover. I like it. I like the. But I can't help but think that, wow, Malcolm's blood's real bad for you guys. Why do you want it so bad?
I wonder if because the repercussions of what happened in the issue that we're about to talk about made people think they could bring relatives.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very interesting that we saw this cover about a week before we read the issue, and now it's been completely retextualized.
100%, dude. That's what I was gonna say. Is I like this cover, but after we read this issue, I was like, oh shit, Canadians, bloodthirsty Canucks, dude.
So, not much else to say about the cover other than it's the usual excellent cover.
Yeah, super home run. The other piece of news we have, and it's not much, but it's something, is the solicitation for 237 is out, giving context to Scourge, which is actually awesome context because I didn't think it was going to be what it turns out to be. It says, "Beware the scourge." I'm not doing that. Beware the scourge.
The Scourge.
Scourge. Enter the sinister leader of Toronto's underworld, the Deadly Scourge.
The most polite criminal organization.
I'm gonna get your blood, eh? I'm gonna rule Canada, eh?
I'm excited for this new villain. Like,
Yeah.
is exactly what I wanted. We need some new big baddie. I hope he lasts more than one issue.
I'm sure he'll die instantly.
Well, he's a cool visual. We all loved his visual. And I think like it was like one of those, like it had a lot of comments. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, cool visual, like this guy's look." It's even cooler to learn that he is not just like Wraith, who was also a cool visual, but was a total throwaway.
Right. I don't know about throwaway. I guess he was a throwaway.
Yeah, one issue.
Literally threw him away.
One issue wonder, dude.
In a soup can.
What was that?
A cat. See, when she poops, she gets out of the litter box and she cries.
And then rides her motorcycle away from the stand.
And then she's gone.
I gotta get out of here. Don't cut it. That's gold. Don't cut it. So Scourge, he's the Canadian overlord. I'm excited.
Well, I would not expect it to be that cut and dry.
I bet that he's an old man in a suit, and he's sick of all the freaks, so he decides to use the suit to take over. No, I'm kidding. I'm just lying. That's not what it's going to be. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited for this guy to be important. That's all.
Yeah. Same here. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully important. Yeah, we assume important.
Cool. So shall we move on?
Moving on.
Take it away, Craig.
So we're going to try out our FINteresting Conversations bit again. We didn't get any mail we got one piece of mail from our last one, but it didn't, from our last episode, but it didn't address our FINteresting Conversations from that episode.
Correct.
But FINteresting Conversations is a segment where we ask you, the listeners, for your opinion on one of our topics, or you can either give us opinion on that or offer a new topic for us to discuss. And no one discussed our last topic, so we're just going to skip on over that.
Sometimes things die.
Yes. So our new topic, hopefully we can get you guys interested in this one, is which direction of the book do you wish lasted longer, or was there a direction that you wish was shorter in the book? So like a plot or whatever direction, Malcolm as a cop, Dragon as SOS character, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Just, you can talk about either what you wish was longer or shorter or both. And we'll start off by leading the conversation, and then hopefully we'll get some letters and we can hear what you guys think. So one of you guys want to go first?
Jim?
Right off the top of my head, I would say I would have liked a little less of... what ran too long? Shoot.
You want me to start?
Sorry, I'm running through all of them through my head, and I'm trying to think here. I think SOS era Dragon, although it feels like it was a long period of time, Dragon wasn't actually an SOS leader for very long. He wound up going off on his own adventure for most of it. I kind of wish he had been team leader a bit longer in that particular period, just because it was kind of neat to have him be a leader, because while he can be a leader, an ad hoc leader sometimes, he doesn't really get to be an official leader of a team very often.
Right.
And I just think...
I totally agree with you on that.
Not so much, the SOS period doesn't have to necessarily be a lot longer. I just think Dragon, being active with the team could have handled being a bit longer. Because by the time Dragon returned, Rock had become the leader, and it was unnecessary for Dragon to stick around.
I thought some of the issues in like the 40s were some of the strongest Savage Dragon issues to date. Like the most fun, if you read the dialogue in those issues, the banter between Dragon and Barbaric when he wants his own action figure, and
Yeah.
Dragon just kind of it was super fun. Like I feel like whenever I think of like some of the best issues of Dragon, I think of those SOS issues because there were so many characters, and you would think it would be a mess, but it really clicks. So I totally agree with you on that. What about anything
What shorter?
Yeah.
Or do you even have a shorter? An era you like reduced?
Shorter's tough because there was this period. Where would it have been? It would have been like not because the world tour period was actually already pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
I almost kind of wish it was a little longer, but not as much. I can't really think of anything that I would really want shortened too much because let's go through the eras just real quick. I mean, there's Cop Dragon.
Yeah,
and then there's
the only one that apparently matters.
Yeah. We if only Dragon had been a cop until today.
You're right.
Extend it.
I wish he was a cop fighting Overlord again.
Then he was a bounty hunter, and then he was a SOS leader.
No. So yeah. All right, go ahead.
SOS, yeah.
There was, and then I guess right after the SOS, he was kind of like that Batman era where he was in like William Johnson's
when he died,
like body.
Was doing the Johnson thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what came after that.
Kind of like Family Guy era in a way, Family Man. But right before he got married.
Right, he got married. Right, he was a single dad era. And then he basically went into the Savage World arc.
Savage World era.
Commandy. Then he took back the world from Cyberface, which was still pretty much the same arc, although tonally it had changed a bit from the Commandy stuff to a more like standard superhero at that point.
But that's kind of like the family arc too, with like Glum.
Right, but that comes after. That's after 200. That starts almost immediately in. After issue 100. Issue 101 is pretty much the start of the family arc. Yeah, because that's when Angel and Jennifer return.
Yep.
And then they have that family arc, and then family arc transitions into.
That's like World Tour presidential arc.
Oh, presidential election, yeah.
Yep.
And then Glum goes bad, and the Wanted crossover happens. Well, I'm doing this all off the top of my head.
Yeah, it was like I wouldn't say that was like any kind of like really era.
Yeah.
I would say there's the Virus era where.
Oh, right. Well, and that's like you could say what would qualify that Malcolm's Return era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because at that point he's like Malcolm is back.
Yeah. Virus era is returned to be is back in blue.
Yeah.
Almost immediately. And then from there it goes into Emperor Dragon.
The Kerr era, yeah.
Kerr era.
And then
it's Malcolm and Angel. Now it's Malcolm and Angel duo era.
And then there's Canadian era.
Yeah.
Well, remember, Dragon returns at some point.
Old Man Dragon.
The prison era.
Dragon, yeah. And now it's Malcolm era.
Yeah.
Malcolm in Canada era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good, guys.
Yeah, good job, dude.
Not bad.
I couldn't have done it.
So,
I can't think of any of them I'd shorten, honestly. None of them really overstayed their welcome. Almost all of them I wish lasted like 5 issues longer.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Raven?
The funny thing is that like you both almost, like Jim, you said, I wish World Tour era was a little. I was like, yeah, dude, that's my era. Like, I wish there had been more crossovers.
Yeah.
I fucking love that, and I wish that we had seen crazier shit like, an Invincible book, like just like he did the Invincible. Never mind, I'm an idiot.
He did Godland and fucking Prism, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like I could have seen Dragon crossover into Worlds for another year. I could have seen that because I loved it. Like just the way he reacted and like the way people reacted to him. And, he's just like the Dragon crossover never quite goes the way a normal crossover does. Like, because he's a jerk.
Yeah, because he's an asshole. He's the worst.
Yeah, he shows up and like starts trying to like fucking take the lead and be the boss and like talk shit. And it's great. I love it. And so that would have been my longer. And even though this is going to sound like I didn't like it, you guys know me by now. Like, the family era was just not my thing. And so, like, if that had been, like,
which I find funny because that was more like strips and stuff. And
yeah,
I don't know, like,
for a couple
I feel like
issues.
you would like that.
well, the funny thing is like format wise, like I loved that it like devolved. So shitty, so condescending. So condescending. Sorry about that. I like that it would. I actually experiment wise. That's the thing is like I really don't wish it was like shorter, but I'm just saying like Savage Dragon is almost all completely awesome to me. So it's really hard to pick the one, like just to echo what Jim said, that I want shorter. But just for my own personal tastes, like I never super loved Family Era.
Well, you want to know something crazy though is Family Era, quote unquote, only lasted 9 issues.
I know,
because in 109, Alex murders the fuck out of the Lummox,
dude,
and Jennifer murders Deathseed, and that's pretty much the end.
When that happened, I was like, "Oh, thank God, it's the end of the Family Era." Like when that page of her soaked in blood-soaked panties and stuff because she just stabbed the guy to death.
Yeah.
I was like,
that kind of sealed the end of it.
I was like, "Oh yes, thank God, dude, it's over." And so it's not like I was suffering. Like, oh no.
And then and an issue later, Mako puts his fist through Dart's head.
You're right. And I'm sorry, but like that's kind of like when I read Savage Dragon, I want to be shocked and I want shit to flip me out and I want there to be ultra violence. So yeah, that would be the only one that I would shorten up. I don't think it was a misstep. I think it's cool to see that stuff too. But I mean, if we're playing this game, sure, I'll shorten that one up.
Yeah.
And issues like 101 through 103, they were more about like fighting Universo and Malcolm escaping from the old universe. Right. So even that wasn't quite Family Era yet. So the family. No,
that's like Liberty League era kind of. Yeah, like they're working out of his basement and he's like in a team.
Yeah. But then remember, like 102 has like Mother Mayhem and her babies coming out of her freaking uterus. So
love it.
Family fun for the whole family.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's funny, even at its, like you said, quote unquote Family Era. It was still like good, still Savage Dragon.
Still fucked up.
Yeah, it just didn't have people getting stabbed to death in their blood-soaked underwear. Like that's okay. I like when that happened. I was like, cool. What about you, Craig? You touched on it, but
I don't. So here's one I think we missed, but I'm not quite sure it constitutes an error because I don't think it lasted that long. But issue 175's got that iconic kind of cover with like all of a sudden Dragon was like Buck Rogers, and I thought the comic was going in a direction where it was going to turn into like a cosmic space type thing, and I think that was a missed opportunity in a way because you think of all the things that he's done, and he did space a little bit with God World and stuff like that, but he didn't really do like a space book, which I thought he was gonna do. And one of my favorite all-time comics is Silver Surfer Volume 3, which is Jim Starlin and Ron Lim, and I collected the shit out of that. Like issue 25 to like issue 100 is all the same team, and it's like some of the best Marvel comics ever. It's so much fun. And I was like, man, Savage Dragon could totally be like that. Think of like all the crazy characters like Eric could like draw, and just out of this world insane, no pun intended, insane shit that could go down. And so I wish, it was like almost as soon as it began, it kind of ended.
You know
and
what?
It just fizzled out, and I wish it lasted
crazy,
longer.
Craig? I remember all this. Our very, very first Savage FINcast episode 0, was about 175, and I remember how excited you were about it.
Yeah. I just thought it could have been something more. Like I said, I got a lot of good memories from that Silver Surfer comic where they did a lot of crazy, neat stuff with it, and so anyway,
I agree.
That I felt like was a missed opportunity, but it could just be something that Eric's not into, like those kind of books, and he just wouldn't have fun doing it. But the one I wish was shorter was the presidential bid stuff, because I think Eric even kind of admitted once he started it he wasn't into it, and it kind of just it kind of brought the book down. I don't know, it just wasn't exciting. You felt like Eric wasn't into it. It seemed like a good idea maybe at first, and it just wasn't working. The Dread Knight character, I think he's okay, but I think Eric did Overlord better, and we already have that kind of character. I don't think we needed another kind of Dread Knight character. But
I'm checking now, but yeah, the presidential stuff runs like a good 6 months.
Yeah, and
that was
it's not memorable,
and
really.
Wasn't that during a period when the book was getting late?
Maybe.
So
it sounds right.
Feel longer.
Do you really remember much from that? It's not that memorable. I don't know. Does it tie in around the same time as the World Tour thing?
No.
See, I don't. It's weird. I love Savage Dragon, but when it comes to that era, I'm like, eh.
It leads to one. Remember, Dragon's powerless during this period.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. It's like
him and Jennifer, or Jennifer was depowered. One of them got depowered.
Yeah.
No. Okay, after the President arc, it goes into Glum with the God Gun.
Yeah, I thought that was a little weird, and I don't know. I'm just
that was a kind of out of left field crossover. That was, I mean, it's I never cared for Wanted, so it was really weird for me.
I loved it.
Honestly,
for me, I thought it was fucking great because I was a huge Wanted nerd. Like, Wanted blew my fucking balls off. So I was like, oh yeah. Like, when that crossover happened, I was like, oh, this makes so much sense.
Which issues are the presidential issues?
I'm looking at them right now, like 118.
Oh, earlier than I remember. Yeah,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
just...
Wait a minute, am I stupid? Hold on.
You know what? I could have seen that Wanted thing go like 3 more issues. Like, I fucking love that dude.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, the President stuff goes from like 118 to like 124.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
Bomb Queen. Remember Bomb Queen?
Yeah,
I do.
no thanks.
I liked her.
Remember other Bomb Queen?
You just liked her because she had bomb boobies.
That's right. I did. I thought she was an interesting take on a hero, finger quotes.
Well, which Bomb Queen are you thinking of, Craig?
Well, Eric did a silly one,
right,
and then he did like the actual Image comic.
Right.
So I guess both. I don't know. The one that Eric did was like she had like remote control missiles come out of her like chest. And that was all in the same issue, right? It was kind of like tongue in cheek.
Yeah, there was a fake Bomb Queen, and then like there was the real Bomb Queen.
Right. Which I think the Bomb Queen would be like Maxine as a supervillain.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I actually have taken a little less of? The Golden Age hero stuff. I think Daredevil kind of overstayed his welcome.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
Claw
by the time
Daredevil.
by the time he did the Claw, I think it was getting a little old by that point.
It's weird because I actually would have liked to have seen more done with those dudes. Like, they kind of showed up and then just like, oh, we're in the SOS now, bye, forever. And like, I really wish that we had seen them a bit more. So I'm not like, I don't wish it had run less. I actually kind of just wish they had had more meaning to their presence. You know what I mean? Because like when they showed up, I was like, oh shit, we're going to be seeing like Thor and the Wizard and all these motherfuckers. Like, they're Daredevil's friends. Nope. Gone.
Although I guess the Claw did introduce Kevin, so something good came out of it.
Yeah, dude. Thunderhead was the Claw's flunky.
So anyway, yeah. I mean, if anyone else...
What was the Image Super Team's name? Did they have a name to that team, or was
I don't think so.
Nah.
That was that was a fun little experiment. I love the gag where like Shadowhawk had that little gem thing that would make them all appear.
Yeah. and the best gag is the last gag where he summons everyone and is during a period of time when everyone's all fucked up.
Like, Spawn has like no head, right?
No. Spawn's dead. Because Simmons is, what's his name?
Doesn't he like summon
Simmons
the body and it was just like a headless body or something?
Yeah.
Just
the jaw.
Witchblade, it doesn't have the Witchblade at the time.
Wasn't she pregnant too?
Something like that. Mark is in the wrong costume because he's all dark and blue. And Dragon's got no arms because in a previous issue, in a previous panel, his arms got blown off. In fact,
that's so awesome.
I think that was during the one panel equals a day.
You might be right. It sounds about right.
He loses his arms like 2 days before, and then Shadowhawk summons them all together.
He's like, "Kid, you got to stop doing this."
Good times, guys. Good times. So if you guys have your own take on your favorite error or what you wish lasted longer or was shortened, send your opinion over to us at SavageFINcast@gmail.com, and we will read your letter on the podcast.
Shout outs to Pork Rind. Thanks for writing.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Shall we get into the meat and potatoes?
I think we should. 234. Meat and potatoes.
Stand on a bunch of sturdy skulls.
That's it. Tippy toe on those skulls even.
So, I remember this cover has been revealed for like a long time. It feels like this has been like 5 months.
It does, doesn't it?
I remember that when it was released, like, there's a lot of missing context. Like, we didn't know who Michael Jackson was. That was the main one, yeah, actually. If I remember correctly, the Bald is Beautiful cover came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one. And so he said, oh, look, Malcolm has shaved.
Right, yeah. Oh, he shaved. It was a good little trick. And, how would we know? We had no idea who Michael... We had no idea who Michael Jackson was. Nobody saw that coming.
Absolutely not. But
so picking up immediately. Yes, good cover.
Love it, dude.
With the side boob.
Oh yeah, dude, can't get enough. Bring it on.
So picking up immediately from where last issue left off, Malcolm responds as we all did. Fuck that!
I love it, dude. Look at the mouth. Look at the teeth. You can see the on it. It's so good.
Yeah, it is great. I love the lettering again. Ferran Delgado, even the fuck that lettering is amazing. But look at the font on the title. I'm so glad you brought the title back. I love the title thing. I don't know. I remember we talked about it, and you said at one point I got sick of it. Maybe I said, but I'm glad it's back now. Oh, was it you?
I was really sick of it after a while because what had happened was it made sense when he was doing that throwback stuff.
Yeah.
The quote-unquote Commandy era. But once he transitioned out of it, he kept doing it. And I just... Even through the Family era, it made sense when he was doing the Fantastic Four shit. But
how do you feel about it now?
I mean, it's fine. I actually still don't really like it. Because I don't... I don't know what it is. I just don't
Speak your piece. Say what you're thinking.
I don't think it fits the tone of the book. I think if you want to do stuff like this... You've got to do like you did during those previous periods where you would break the comic up into one or two parts. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Because that's what this stuff was for in the Silver and Bronze Age.
Here's the thing, though. This is what I'm kind of sort of remembering. As you two were talking, I was thinking, who did hate it, Jim or Craig? And I think what I remember the criticism is that we were getting multiple titles per page. Per issue. So it was eating up precious real estate with a big ass title. And I think that was one of the criticisms you guys threw at it. You're going to have to go back and check the tapes, but I'm almost positive that was your criticism, is that it was too much per issue.
See, I actually think this page would look better if it was full fucking bleed with nothing. With just Malcolm's face going, fuck that!
I like the lettering because I will say that I think lettering has become really underappreciated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Good point. New letterer. Maybe Eric's just letting him do what he wants. I'm giving him opportunities.
I love how they use just a different font. I just think it looks gorgeous, as part of the art. I enjoy the way. I don't know. Maybe because comics don't do it anymore. It's kind of like that. It's almost like it makes it even better because you don't get to see this kind of lettering anymore.
That's what makes it good, dude. So many comics have just the boring. I made a post. It's so timely. Like I made a fucking post and I was like, because Blambot did a thing and they were like, look, they're like, don't just type a sound effect with a sound effect font. They're like, that's like the beginning. They're like, once you get the sound effect font typed in there, like
get
kabam.
that drop shadow in there.
Yeah, well, they were like, you got to work it. Like, you got to make it twist and wrap around the art, and you got to give it like character and life. They're like, don't just type it. And I put this post up, and I was like, yeah, Blambot's got a point, man. Lettering is part of the art. Like, I really appreciate lettering, and it really makes the comic more visually interesting. Don't you know, bro? I had people commenting and being like, Raven, comics don't have to do everything that old comics did, you know? And like,
see, that's the thing though. Like, they don't realize, like, it was perfected. Like, the old people did it right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the guys back in the day, the craftsmen from like,
See, I don't
60s.
actually believe that. I don't think it's been perfected. I think there's more to learn.
I think it's like you look at architecture,
with.
Like how much was put into it and how things now are just thrown up without much, as much effort because it's so easy.
I think that if that word balloon just said "fuck that" in normal font,
right,
it wouldn't have made half the impact that "fuck that" like that all big and. Like,
it's crazy too because it looks hand lettered because he's just using a different font. You know what I mean? Like I look at that and I'm like, no one would just use, computer font to do that. Like that's got to be hand lettered, but it's not. No, at least I don't think it is.
You can do a lot with.
I know you
digital
can,
lettering is a lot come a long way. That's why I said it's not perfected because
I don't see any comics doing that.
Well,
it's not popular. I think it's safe to say it's not.
I don't
popular.
think people treat lettering like an art form anymore because I think it's just so.
I will say your big two comics don't do it, but I will also say that there are a few comics, usually with like one person doing all the work.
There you go.
Do the lettering and.
I mean, show me like comics now that are doing like John Workman type shit that he's not that don't actually involve him or. Heliopolis's stuff, like nobody is doing that shit anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my ass because I'm not really collecting that many comics, but I don't believe people are doing shit like that. And that was commonplace at one point, and it's sad that it's lost.
I think because this is what I like about it is, the reason why it's awesome is like, okay, flip to the next page. Look at all the variety you have right there. Take this, and then it's my blood, but I don't need it, hook it up to my wife now, like, go, like you get to see all these different things. And the thing is that comics being a visual medium, like that visual change in those letters is how you communicate and emphasize words. And so when we speak, we don't just say, hello, Craig, hello, Jim, my name is Raven, how are you? Let us do the podcast now. Like you just say, you emphasize words naturally. Naturally, you speak with emphasis. And
next time we're going to do the podcast and do those like YouTube videos where someone just like has that computer voice where they just take text and put it to a video. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, dude. Hello.
That's what my parts are going to be. I'm just going to type it and have the computer speak it for me.
Google search. Do a Google search for Savage Dragon 225. Savage Dragon 225.
Shall we get to the meat and potatoes?
Hold on, I have to go pee. No, I like it. I'm just saying, Farron Delgado, if you're out there, we love you, mister, and you're rocking it. And I'm okay with the title. It's fine. I think it looks cool even, dude. Like blood all red.
Dr. Kayo, I am surprised that Eric used that as a title because it gives away so much.
I mean, to be completely honest, and I was about to get to this, this is the logical conclusion that anyone who knows anything about Dragon Blood is going to leap to. And you're going to be, if Eric doesn't do this, you're going to go, why didn't he do that? It's
what's funny?
Obvious.
I know you're saying that, and like now, hindsight 2020, I get it, but like putting his blood in a dead person, I just didn't see it bringing them back.
Yeah, nobody said that.
Well,
I didn't hear anybody bring that up.
Really?
It wasn't on the forums.
Well,
or
listen.
anything.
Let me add some context here. At the end of the last issue, they specifically say she's only been dead a couple of minutes. Clinical death isn't necessarily the same thing as actual death. It just means her heart isn't pumping. All right. And
yeah, but if a doctor says you're dead, I mean, for fuck's sake, you're probably dead.
But we know that Chosen One blood is like stupid potent. Virus chomped the fuck out of the brain of Dragon, and they brought the body back from that. This stuff is a miracle. The stuff has been presented as a miracle cure-all since the beginning, and the fact that this particular use of it to save someone who is very recently passed hasn't come up yet is surprising to me.
But you know what's funny? Even in this issue, the doctor says to him, because it doesn't work right away, even in this issue, the doctor says, has it occurred to you that your father was an alien from another planet? Mm-hmm. It's like, even the doctor is like, dude, you're putting your blood in a dead person.
And I will acknowledge that when the Vicious Circle was using his blood, it didn't necessarily give people regenerative capabilities. It just kind of made them a bit stronger, and that's about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a significant boost. That was like the thing, is that it really wasn't a big deal.
It just made everyone super strong.
Here's what I'm saying is I feel like this is new info. I feel like we've not seen the blood put in a fucking dead person. Not
we did.
Once.
We saw it in
Dragon's corpse. It was dead.
Dragon's corpse. Virus chomped his brain.
But he's Dragon, dudes. Like, that's him putting his own...
like a person.
A person.
And that's why I say
oh, right. Right. Well, he wasn't dead.
The guy with AIDS. We learned this issue that fucking if you put Savage Dragon's blood in a dead person, they're gonna come back to life. That's new info.
But like she's only been dead like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah. That might
brain death doesn't really set in for like 2 or 3 minutes. But I think comic book time, we can assume that it was fairly quick.
I'm just saying, if you put this.
The Krillians and humans seem very similar.
Very.
And
they could have babies.
And it did happen to Dragon where they brought him back, so.
If you put this in terms of the Out for Blood cover,
right.
I think the big revelation here is that, and Jim, it's so funny that you're like pushing against this because you fucking said it when we looked at the cover. His blood potentially has the ability to bring back the dead, dude.
Yeah, but only like the recently dead. Wouldn't put it in like a one. Even someone who's been dead an hour would probably be too much.
We don't know that, though.
Although, you'd probably wind up with a brain-dead body like Kerr was. Although Kerr had his memories. It's kind of weird, actually. Because that was the weird part, is that Dragon got his brain chomped, and so when they put the blood in Kerr came out.
But I don't know. I think it was like his brain was just partially...
Right.
So whatever regenerated, like he lost the memories of Dragon, but still.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Memory blocks are weird.
I'm telling you, bros. I think the big revelation for this is that for normal human beings, it's a get out of death ticket.
Or at least they're going to think so because of the news story, because they watched the reality show.
A lot of witnesses.
Oh, yeah. And not to mention, like, everyone in the hospital, they're going to be talking about it. And then there's medical science. Like, if a fucking doctor witnesses something medically crazy, they, like, write reports about it and shit. Like, it makes the medical journal and stuff like that. So, yeah, dude, this information is, like, fucking huge news.
Yeah, I wonder how Eric's going to deal with that.
Probably going to blow some people up until they stop. Because here's the thing. We're gonna get to it later, but it's pretty obvious. I mean, it's the 1-2 combo that I've been saying this whole time. If you got this magic healing blood, and you got fucking freak out, why aren't they just harvesting blood to save everyone's life?
Technically, like you said, like you could cure cancer,
right?
Like,
but here's the thing: who controls freak out?
Belco Chemicals.
Belco Chemicals. So it's not necessarily as easy as all that when you've got a business interest involved.
My man Melvin back in the book.
Yeah, I got a good feeling that's
his little flying head.
Yeah, dude.
Is that everyone wants Dragon's blood, but that means everyone needs freak out, and now that's not as easy to get your hands on.
Thanks to Malcolm Dragon, I've become Big Pharma. That's his head flying off. Think about it. That changes the context of freak out too. Technically, because like if freak out, which is right now only viewed as like a way to defend like the public against freaks, if freak out suddenly in combination with the blood, and you got a whole planet full of Kryllian, or not a whole planet, but you got a nursery full of Kryllians. Oh wait, no, it's got to be chosen.
They're not chosen ones.
I'm an idiot. Ignore that
but
part.
There's 3 healthy ones right here.
Yeah, where you got blood pumps right there. So their blood in combination with freak out is, like you said, like magic. Get out of like any disease. Yeah, dude, out for blood. That's all I'm saying. Out for blood.
I got to tell you, Rapture's bush is so distracting to me. This whole issue.
Very.
It's like, there it is. All right.
I forgot that they dropped the power glove.
Dude, has the power glove been in the issue more than any other like device or anything? Like, what would you say are like the 3 kind of devices that constantly show up? It's like the power glove, and the other 2 really haven't shown up in a while, but Vanguard's teleporter,
right,
and the Martian shrink ray, constantly show up in this book.
I think the shrink ray's been destroyed. I can't remember the last time I saw that.
It's been a while, but
there used to be 2 power gloves, right? One of them got destroyed.
Yeah.
I think that power glove is like you said though, that's like the MVP of the book. That shit has been around. I tell you what I don't recognize is this Glum glove. Like, am I stupid? Like, where the hell is that from?
I think she just found it actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure she found it in this facility just now.
I feel like it's appeared before, but maybe not.
I mean, Glum has used many rays from his hand, so I'll believe it.
It's a pretty gnarly weapon, though.
Yeah,
I love it, dude.
Pretty potent, as we soon find out.
It's like lightsaber fingers.
Yeah. Wait, we're skipping around way too much.
Yeah, I'm not going to skip too far.
We're missing some juicy.
I'm not skipping that. I mean, this a panel showing her with the little laser fingers.
The bush. Dude, this next panel. What?
Well,
Green Maxine.
It's about the only thing that could happen. Interestingly, she gets 2 toes. I didn't realize that much of a transformation would happen.
Yeah, I didn't realize either. She's like super jacked.
Yeah, buff.
Is that because she's got chosen one blood?
Yeah.
Because I feel like other guys didn't get like super jacked when they.
Well, that's true because I'm thinking back way back when all this blood stuff began. Way back, I forget his name.
Like that Chester dude.
Was it Chester or
Not
Phil?
Chester.
No, Chester's the cab driver.
Yeah,
Phil.
Yeah.
Phil had AIDS. Oh no, he didn't have AIDS. He had his Mako severed his spine, I think. So
no, I think one guy
he had AIDS. Yeah, somebody had AIDS.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he was paralyzed also. I think that was like the reason why Dragon gave him his blood. So he turned green, but he didn't get buff.
Right.
He was very much a skinny guy right up until he exploded. I mean, Dragon didn't get buff. No, that's not true. Dragon did get buff.
Yeah, Dragon got buff as shit.
I think there's a slight retcon going on, but yeah, I guess it does make you buff.
Yeah, because she's huge, like in the one picture.
Yeah, she's jacked.
So, did anyone else think that her comments about how she's not supposed to be here was kind of weird?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know, dude. I was wondering, like, do you think she went to? Because remember, she's Catholic. Do you think she went to heaven? Because you know what happens to you in this book is what happens to you.
Right.
So, did you think she got pulled from heaven back to Earth, and in her mind anyway?
That'd be fucked.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it was very weird. That whole, like...
Hopefully it's not all dogs go to heaven rules.
All dogs go to heaven rules. You don't get to go back, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Once you leave, you can never come back.
You know something has to... Eric's alluding to something, because there's like 3 different panels that she kind of said... She's freaking out about being back. And in the last panel where she talks about, she specifically says, "You have no idea what you did, Malcolm. No idea."
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, that's plot threads. Like something happened.
I love it. There better be follow-up on that.
Hopefully it will temper her libido.
No way. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, wait. We already know that doesn't happen.
By the way, the nurse is holding gloves. Remember how I was like, uh-oh, was this nurse just holding the baby like nothing happened? Like, it's a lot more clear in the panel where she's like, oh, it's my baby girl. Like, it's more clear the nurse has on gloves.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Bottom of the gasp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's much more obvious that she's got gloves on there.
It's all electric. It's like,
Boogie
you see the electricity flowing out.
Mm-hmm.
She's got like rubber gloves or something. It must be insulated.
Maxine's so cute as a Krillian.
She's got freckles.
Just the character that can do no wrong. Oh, look. Hey, I totally even like snoozed on it. There's the little baby's face on the first panel. I was like, is the baby like swaddled the whole issue? No, there it is. In the thank God I was freaking out panel.
You know what's weird? Oh, wait, what was I going to say? Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. I was just thinking to myself, I actually thought maybe that... I don't know why I thought this. I had this idea that the baby was still in her, and that he was going to heal her and then use freak out, and then the baby would be human. But the baby had already been born, so that was definitely not the case.
And I don't think the baby would be human because it's not. It's still half alien. It's not a freak. It
would just be a normal Krillian, if anything.
Right.
Look at fucking... I'll never get over, like, fucking...
But you know what? That could solve Thunderhead May's problem.
What's that?
Freak out.
Yeah.
If they can get their hands on it.
Yeah, I mean, that would have solved the electric problems with the baby.
Yeah, that's right. The freak out got rid of the electric powers, didn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
So there you go. Boom. Well, Malcolm,
we'll see if they make that leap.
You dick. Last issue, he was like, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what you and May are going to do. You're in big trouble. This issue, it's his own wife. He's like, get the freak out.
Wait, you had this the whole time? Well, that would have been great. Kevin realized what it is and uses on May immediately. So he just doesn't have it when he gets there.
Yeah.
Pulling out on me, man. Fuck you.
Dude, can I just say this next page where, like, Michael is getting the claw?
Rip Michael.
Awesome.
Yeah, it just slices right through the head.
Talk about a fake out. I thought for sure Alex and Michael were going to be gooing. Yeah, I thought that too, but I thought they were
definitely gooing.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be, they gooing for sure, but I thought that they would be like doing a lot more like world hopping. Yeah. Fuck no, dude.
Done. Just done.
Yeah, done in one.
Hack.
That's a great sequence of panels, dude. Look how crazy. Fucking Rapture is... You know what's funny? Rapture is like an awesome villain. Like, look how fucking insane.
He's got boobs flying everywhere.
It's good. It's a great sequence.
Those boobs stayed perky in old age.
Yeah, dude, she's fit. Look at the just like the Michael chunks. Like he's cut into like he's sliced like a ham.
It is pretty funny seeing an action scene in the characters naked. It's like just all the panels with Rapture and then those 2 pages and then the one on the next page where she's like swinging at Alex and she's just butt naked. It's pretty hilarious. Like, you know, comic book hero or villain costumes are so like skin tight anyway, but it's just something pretty funny about seeing a character in just like boots and a cape, buck naked.
just paint her purple and take the nipples off and wear a costume.
Yeah, with a very weird codpiece.
It's like He-Man underwear.
Absolutely.
Actually, you leave the nipples. You gotta get rid of the areola.
I do have to say, dude, I'm sorry. I was gonna like transition, but you fucking killed me with that. I do have to say,
episode title.
Yes. They destroy Glum's hideout. Like fucking like she gives the order. So technically, I mean, there's no reason why we should see that shit ever again.
Yeah, I mean, and whatever, they didn't destroy her glove thing, probably sliced up to bits.
Yep.
Swinging that junk around.
Definitely the portal's gone for sure, which I actually thought they were going to use to get back to Earth somehow. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
She called it.
Think it would be that easy.
Yeah.
She calls it Bridge World too, so there's like a
So
name
she
for it.
knows. She knows where it goes.
Yeah. As soon as they get back from Bridge World, I don't know, maybe she could monitor them or something, but like, yeah, dude, technically the end of Michael Jackson, the end of Glum's stronghold. Which you gotta wonder, like, fucking, does Glum have other strongholds? Like, was this just one of many? Like, I don't know.
Look at the pieces of like Michael sushi everywhere.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Look how they're like just in slices.
So gross.
This was an awesome sequence. I gotta admit, I thought Michael was gonna be around for a lot longer.
See, I'm glad he's dead. We don't need no more doppelgangers.
True. R.I.P. Michael.
Complicating things.
Now
Impregnating
here's
their people.
That's what I was gonna say. Who do you think got pregnant?
Somewhat, yeah. Hmm?
And Michael has lightning powers too. So who do you think?
Yeah.
So who do you and we know, like, if you fucking are a normal person, like if it's Angel, she's fine. If it's Alex, she's fucked.
I don't know. We learned later in the issue that they aren't so good with the lightning.
What? Like, no, I'm talking about like people being like, if they're pregnant with the baby,
Right.
a lightning baby. I'm saying Michael Jackson's baby might kill fucking Alex. Like,
No, I'm saying it might kill Angel and Jennifer.
Oh, gotcha, duh. No shit. Yeah, you're right. Jeez. All right, yeah.
Hey guys, recurring villains.
Yeah.
We still don't know who's controlling the Savage sex dolls, right?
I've got some suspicion.
Uh-oh.
And his name
Lay
is
it on us.
Scourge.
Scourge? He's like a pimp. Welcome to Toronto, Malcolm.
My pimp hand is strong.
You're gonna pay Scourge now. I think there's an interesting wrinkle. We'll talk about it when it pops up, but it's kind of cool that even though they just show up in what seems like a random way, even in this appearance, he still manages to throw like an interesting twist on them, which is weird.
Yeah.
The kids, it's the no hurt kids thing, which is surprising for a villain.
Well, maybe they're programmed as sex dolls not to interact with kids.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes nothing but sense. But they specifically say don't hurt kids.
I know, yeah. So something.
Okay. I like these characters. They can show up as much as they want. Like, I think they look cool, and I think they're funny.
The best part is they're robots, so you can bust them up as much as you want, and you can justify bringing them back.
Dude.
I don't get why they're like, Malcolm's in St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto. He might not make it through the night. They're saying that as they're busting into the hospital.
They're robots. They're probably just repeating their programming.
Right.
I presume they're here to finish him off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I guess. I don't know. Why would you say he might not? It's like they're concerned he might not make it through the night. Like, okay,
I also
isn't that your goal?
I think they may be repeating something they heard. Whoever's like sending them out in their missions.
Yeah.
Like think about it. Like someone may have said, Malcolm Dragon is at the hospital. He may not make it through the night. He's in critical condition. And now it's stuck in their programming. You just kind of go on loop.
Yeah, and they just like go in there to finish him off because he's like might not make it through the night.
Right.
I mean, you got to think that's a pretty awesome advantage to go like kill a guy when he's sick. That's when I do all my killing.
And he might have gotten away with it too if it weren't for his super buff wife.
Yeah, dude. The most awesome of things that I never thought we'd get to see. Maxine kicking ass. So awesome. She gets to do the lightning punch to the head, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I nerded out big time when I saw that. I was like, yes! Dude, look at the, like, when Jackson is, like, punching the jaw on the one sex doll. Look at the jaw on that one. I think there was some
I can hear the creak.
I think there was some cool art stuff going on in this issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
like if we can flash back to the Michael Jackson getting it, like that 3-panel sequence, even like just Rapture like leaning back with that claw like up over her head in the middle.
Yeah.
Doesn't that kind of seem like just some shit we've never seen in Savage Dragon? Like, I don't know, just like where her eyes are closed and she looks so fucking crazy.
It's just good.
Yeah. Good shit, dude.
Yeah, just the sequence, like you can see the motion. You know what I mean? Like you can picture it in your head.
So much action.
Eric is damn good at laying out scenes. I mean, you always see him taking the lead on any collaboration and stuff like that, and he can just lay out a hell of an action scene.
Oh yeah, dude. Like even the kids, like the kids are kicking some ass. It just looks cool. They look cool kicking ass, and they're little kids. I was like, what? So good.
What about what are those bad guys called? The aliens? Bully boys, just chomping away on some green flesh.
Delicious.
They're all lined up with their portions.
I don't know why I didn't see this one coming, dude.
I will say it raises more questions.
Like what?
I didn't think ingestion was like a way,
like why? I thought you had to have an infusion. Like, since when would blood ingesting blood?
I feel like Mako's taken his share of bites out of Dragon before.
Yeah, he actually absolutely has. He's like bitten off his hand or bitten his hand.
Maybe sharks are different.
I don't know. Yeah, bitten his hand off. Yeah.
Maybe he didn't swallow it.
Maybe he didn't swallow, but he didn't have a problem eating Super Patriot's limbs. So he's real into it.
Yeah.
I even like on the lightning punch to the head page. Yep. Like if you look in the background, like the sex doll's just torn off limbs.
Yep.
That shit's cool, man.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Just look how cool.
I just keep seeing Rapture. I'm like, yeah, it looks good. And then you see the face and you're like, ugh.
Exactly. Yeah. It's funny. She really held it together in the body department. But oof, time was not kind to her face.
Probably all that eating people.
I love like the little scene. I love how like he punctures her tongue with a freak out because her skin would be too hard.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch.
Nice touch. Glad you brought that shit up. I was like, awesome. Because for a hot minute, I was like, wonder why he stabbed her in the tongue. That seems weird as shit. No. Makes perfect sense.
Probably easier than getting that vein behind the eyeball.
I feel like that was mentioned before.
I think it did come up before.
Like they couldn't puncture him with any needles.
It's like his most vulnerable area. The tongue.
The tongue.
I hope Maxine, when she grows her hair back, he brings back the long hair look Maxine. I miss that look.
Dude's bald is beautiful.
Yep, we got it. It got there.
It got there, right? And look at the fin. We don't get to see where it goes.
I love that sequence, too. Like, it's almost like a Incredible Hulk sequence.
Yeah, dude. Reverse Hulk. I love that bathroom is a recurring sound effect.
The kid's just going to town, busting up that robot.
And I think the robot saying can't hurt children, I think that's part of them just repeating their programming again. Because, like, whoever told them to go said, yeah, don't hurt any kids. It looks bad.
They jump out the window and get that nipple slip.
I mean, yeah, we got to see a lot more of these dolls.
Yeah, it's not as exciting anymore, really.
You know, a funny thing happens. My buddy makes a comic where every character is topless, and his readers, after like 5 years, they were like, "Yeah, we just don't even react to it anymore." Yep. And eventually, that will be the norm. Like, eventually, Savage Dragon readers are just not going to see the nipple slip as something that's like, ooh. I'm just saying, you'll get there. It'll be normal.
See, one of my favorite sound effects in Savage Dragon, sput, sput, sput.
Dude, this was a great sequence. And like I said, I felt so stupid that I didn't figure this one out.
What do
Look
you
at the
mean?
bully
Like,
boy
right?
still.
You didn't figure out when you saw it. You're like, what's going on?
No, I didn't figure out that these guys eating Michael was going to lead to them exploding.
Oh,
Like-
I don't think that's stupid because I didn't think so either, and I think that's what Jim was alluding to. Like, I thought maybe a blood transfusion would do it, but eating, like I said, with Mako did it all the time.
I'm just not that sharp. I didn't even think about Mako. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I agree that I wouldn't have caught it either. Like, Mako didn't blow up, and he chewed on Dragon or whatever all the time.
I wonder then, because remember, like, believe it or not, even though this whole blood thing seems like it's been pretty explored,
Yeah.
we actually haven't explored it like as much as you possibly could.
Right.
I wonder then if what we're seeing is also the idea that the blood affects people differently. So,
Yeah.
like, in this one issue, Maxine gets buff, which other people didn't.
Right.
Like, Maxine seems like she became a chosen one, which
Well,
again...
well, remember all the Dragon War guys were already superhuman, so maybe that had a factor. Whereas
So wait a minute.
Maxine is not superhuman.
Well, okay, but here's what I'm saying is, like, Maxine gets powers. Like, she doesn't just heal. She, like, gets superpowers and is, like, beating ass.
Right.
So that's a new effect. I don't think we've seen a normal person get dragon blood and become superpowered.
Right.
They've only just become, like, Krillian looking, and then they blow up.
Right.
So, again, that's a new thing. Like, we're
Bully
seeing
boys
somebody...
didn't become Krillian looking, although they are looking a little green here.
They didn't...
They turned green.
They did turn green,
They
didn't
did.
they?
They were kind of gray. They were gray before, brownish.
Jim, fucking, that's why I like talking Savage Dragon with you bros, because that's some shit I would not have connected the dots on.
No fins, though, but they are wearing head coverings.
Their fins are just under those, well, it was already established that the fins are kind of like just cartilage, so yeah, technically they could be. But
Squished up under there.
Also,
maybe that's what's happening here, is that in this one issue we saw like the blood impact different people in like two different ways. 'Cause, like, these guys eat the blood and like fucking immediately explode like shit tons,
Yeah, it also seemed like it was really fast, too.
really fast.
Also, Freak Out must act really fast, too.
Because remember how long Maxine was like, "Oh, I'm fine," and these guys are just fucking exploding all of a sudden.
Maybe they're just standing there a long time.
Well,
I like
you don't know how much time is in between.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a cut scene. I mean, they're eating, and then it's not implied that it's happening right after. I don't know.
How about that hatching in that last panel on Rapture?
Great, dude. That's what
Yeah,
I'm talking
I like
about.
it.
Like, there's a lot of awesome art happening in this one.
Although I don't understand why Jennifer just decides to like knock out her little jail cell now.
Well,
Like, why she wait?
Oh, that's the distraction, dude.
because if they busted out immediately, then they would just get attacked by bully boys.
Bingo.
All right.
Now,
Yeah.
at least they're off balance. They could actually have a chance.
Plus, they have her outnumbered. Like,
Yeah.
it's 2-1.
I like how Jennifer calls Rapture a stupid cunt.
I think that's Angel.
Yeah, Angel's like, you
Oh, is
stupid
it Angel? Yeah, you're right.
cunt. I just love that plot twist that, like, fucking Rapture fed Michael. Like, just think, I mean, really, like, just pause for a moment and think of how cold-blooded that is. She fed her fucking murdered son to all those, like, fucking dudes, and it, like, made them all blow up. It's so fucking awesome.
She's so tapped. I love that the panel where she just electrocutes Jennifer
Angel.
Yeah,
or Angel. Sorry,
the
Yeah.
coloring is great.
I
This
love
whole
Angel's
issue-
hair. It's just like standing straight up.
Scrack-a-zack. This is
So much
another-
energy in that.
Dude, this is another issue where, like, again, you can say lettering, art, coloring.
Yeah, look at all the lettering on those pages, on those panels.
So good, dude. Like, firing on all cylinders.
I love how like the destroyed glove looks.
Yeah. So good. And, dude, this next fucking page, hilarious. Look at Maxine. Like, look how funny, dude. Even her get out of her face. Just look how hilarious.
I love Dragon's face. Look at his face, like just shocked.
I guess he got his lower body function back.
Yeah, that's right.
John Day is one of the cameramen.
Dude, awesome, right? Oh, that's so good. And
now,
also too,
who
like
threw that cabinet? Malcolm only got the one hand.
it's just a cabinet.
That's all he needs.
Oh yeah, true. So good. Yeah, and talking about awesome hair, like check this panel out. Like the pinner, smasher getting shocked. Like, isn't that just so awesome? Like the fucking just how her face and hair look.
Yeah. Yep.
He's owning the shit out of this electricity. The whole issue, just look at the if you want to even flat back where Malcolm is not again, and he's shocking the sex doll.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just how awesome the lightning looks on that panel.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
The page we're just on where Rapture's just covering Jennifer's mouth. It's just die. Just the artboard, the scratching and everything he put in there.
Yeah. Fucking awesome.
And I gotta say, Eric's kind of used this, I don't know, the style before or whatever it is, this design, but when you see Jennifer's fried kind of corpse, he's done that before, and I can't remember what issue, but I love that look. You could definitely just draw a face with closed eyes or something, but you look at that and it's almost the skull. You know what I mean? You could definitely, anyone could draw just a person with their eyes closed, and you could be all right, she's dead, or you don't know, but that's definite. She's scorched.
Charred.
That just looks crazy. You know what I mean? There's no doubt that she's done.
Yeah, dude. And I gotta tell you, poor one. Another talk about things. So it's funny. My very first reaction, I sent Craig and Jim the message as soon as I got the this read. I was like, "Holy shit, dude! I'm riding the emotional roller coaster," because I just didn't expect to care so much when fucking Smasher died. And
again.
I know, dude, and but the charred face, I was like, oh no, that sucks.
Dude, think about how much happened in this issue.
I know.
You had someone come back to life. You had a guy, and you've had 3 characters die brutally.
Yep.
Brutally. Michael, Rapture, Smasher.
Well, Rapture's a duplicate. She doesn't really count as a person.
Still, though, she was an awesome villain that I could have seen kicking around a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So, because we know that, Eric likes Rapture. I mean, this is the 3rd Rapture in the book.
Yep.
So I could have easily seen this fucking bully, maybe she goes finds more aliens to fucking boss around or something. And clearly they're going to be in Dimension X a while.
The new Glum Rapture.
No, dude.
Yeah, and on top of it, you had all the bully boys blow up, and the sex dolls, a bunch got destroyed. So there's a whole bunch of mayhem going on. Yeah,
you talk about things that you happen that you learned. We learned the sex dolls have just a touch of a moral code. Yeah. That they wouldn't hurt the kids. You learned that fucking.
I don't think they really could.
Oh, not that they could anyway. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Fucking, you think they could probably kick one of the kids' ass if they wanted to, right?
I don't know. They're pretty ornery.
They beat the shit out of Malcolm the first time he ever fought him.
That's true. But
remember,
he's a big target.
They threw him in the fucking lake.
So I kind of like that it's Alex who busts his Rapture's head into the ground.
Yeah.
She has a tendency, she has a tendency to get a little aggressive in dire straits.
She's going to turn your head into a blood crater.
The Power Glove lives one more day.
That giant glove is just holding Jennifer's dead corpse.
It's so awful, dude. I feel so bad. And so now you have this dynamic. Like I said, it's like just fucking Angel and Alex in the fucking Savage Land. Like,
Why
will they
couldn't
fucking
the
survive?
millennial have died? You can't relate to this girl.
Well, and again, not that I'm hoping Dragon ever comes back. Like, I really hope he never does. But technically, if you want to be like a little grim, there goes some competition.
Yeah.
You know, for Alex, I mean. So.
I have no idea what's going to happen next.
I gotta tell you, me either. I don't know what the fuck, and it's awesome. Overall feelings on the issue, dudes.
What's the cover of the next issue?
Isn't it Buffalo Stew?
Is it?
I think that it is. Yes.
Yeah, so I have no idea what direction he's going on that. I think next issue you're going to have, some of the aftermath, in Dimension X. You're going to catch up to what's gone on. They're probably going to bury. It'll be another one of those burial scenes.
In Dimension X this time, though.
Where they're just looking down. But, no, I'm just kidding. I think that it might, the Malcolm thing might turn back normal. Things will normalize in the real world.
Yeah. Normalize. He just got a new kid.
Well, yeah, with a kid, but I mean, I think we'll see, Maxine with hair and things will be kind of back.
She's probably going to be sporting a bit of a buzz cut for an issue or two.
You do wonder.
Yeah, because it's real time, so he's not. Yeah.
You do wonder with Lightning Baby that she did good with the the kids didn't hurt her, but you got to wonder Lightning Baby appears to just be blasting electricity all over.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wonder.
She stopped when Maxine picked her up, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep. Okay, never mind. It could be a the kids don't hurt mommy thing again.
Although, now that I think about it, she was superhuman at the time. There was no scene with her being normal with the baby. But the baby did stop using electricity when she held him. Her.
Kevin can handle electricity. I don't know what I was thinking.
True.
Yeah, so Thunderhead's their babysitter. They'll still be fine. Yeah, so many good things, dude. So crazy. Like you said, just all the shit that happened in this issue. Holy cow. Fucking nuts.
And the art was A+.
Oh yeah, this issue is one of the better. It was definitely one of the better looking ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This.
Even them in bed. Look at the fabric on Malcolm's legs.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the folds and wrinkles in the fabric.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. I'm just saying there's so many awesome things you can point to in this issue where you're just like, dude, look at that.
I do have to say, if she had some sort of major religious experience, she seems to have gotten back in the saddle pretty quick.
Well, that's the other thing, too. I'm really interested in where he's going to go with that. He dropped that kind of weird bomb hint that, why is she saying that? There's got to be something behind it.
The baby jerked her out of it. I think she'll come back to it eventually. Because she did come back to it. Remember, first she's like, oh no. And he's like, hey, you had to be with your baby. And then she has the baby moment. And then she's like, you have no idea what you did.
Yeah, that line in particular makes me think that Eric's got to address that somehow. He's setting something up. Why would he have her say that?
She just spends the rest of her days plagued by the Grim Reaper.
Oh God, it's a Final Destination situation.
I was thinking more like a Seeker situation, where he's just constantly hounding her.
Right.
So good. Well, okay, hold on. We do have Last Rites. Next issue, Last Rites.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do you think? What's going on there? Is that the funeral of Smasher? What are we talking about there?
It sounds likely.
Funeral of Smasher, funeral of Michael.
Oh yeah, shit.
Closed casket for Michael, though.
They're just gonna burn Rapture in a pile of bully boy bodies.
What if
There are no bodies, they all sputted out.
What if it's wordplay and it's the rights to the reality TV show? And they're like, last, we're done. No more reality TV show.
We got bought out by Belco.
Well, while we're talking about how awesome this issue is, you really can't do better than these backups, bro.
One thing, just to go back on last rights, just I don't want to skip this part, but last rights is typically given to someone who's the rights to someone who's about to die. So
maybe it'll tie into what happened to Maxine.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't give last rights to someone that's dead.
Maybe Buffalo Stew will have a long, drawn-out death sequence.
So I don't know. Maybe like Jennifer's hanging on to life or something. I don't know.
Ooh, that would be free. What if Jennifer just has like a freaky face and she's not dead?
What if What if she's got a baby dragon in her belly and its umbilical cord puts blood in her blood and she heals?
What if she gives? Well, it would be too soon to give
some
birth to
Michael.
the baby. Yeah, just
the jam Michael down her throat.
Michael stem cell.
Or they are no, they're not in close proximity to the Glum space anymore. Nah, never mind.
There are no get out of jail free cards here, I'm afraid.
I don't think in Dimension X there are. Can I just say, I'm super okay with the fact that Maxine lived.
Yeah, me too. This is the best possible outcome.
I was pretty sure she would live. I definitely had a maybe 10% doubt because it's Eric and you never know. But I know he likes the character so much, I couldn't imagine him getting rid of her.
But that's why I kind of assumed the Dragon Blood stuff was going to be the fix, because that was the only thing that made sense to keep Maxine alive in that situation.
I didn't see that. I didn't know. I had no idea, but I just had a feeling that he wasn't going to kill her.
I thought she was dead just because, it would shake the book up so fucking crazy. And I thought, you know how he gets tired of, the directions and stuff so quick? I just thought he was feeling done with Canada and wanted to just... And believe me, that would have popped a pin in Canada pretty quick. Who knows what, single dad Malcolm would have done. So I just thought she was a fucking goner because this is the way this book goes. So for her to live is super awesome. I'm incredibly happy. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yep. So sorry, before I cut you off.
She can live forever for all I care.
We got us a Chris G explosion.
Dude, I love it.
So awesome. They were so good. It was a good commentary on the state of comics.
I will say it was kind of weird how it's a G-Man comic, but G-Man isn't in the second page at all. It goes beyond the character of G-Man.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, it outgrew him.
It's more it's weird. It's a combination. Did you guys ever pick up his Tales of the Con one shot?
No.
Which was a bunch of strips like this about comic conventions. So it's almost like he's combining his G-Man with the Tales from the Con comic book that he put out.
That makes sense.
And it's all based on things he's heard, or you know what I mean. It's probably loosely based on a lot of things that he's dealt with.
This shit is hilarious. I know that. The whole the evolution of all the you should make a comic about vegetables, and then it just goes completely out of control.
Yeah, it started off with oh, isn't it funny that everyone comes up with the same idea and thinks that they're unique, and then it turns into social commentary on
exactly
people getting upset about everything.
It turned into call out culture. It became a commentary on call out culture. I was I didn't see it coming either. I was whoa, call out culture commentary.
It got real quick.
Yeah.
It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, more of this, please. Anytime you want. And on top of that, all these awesome pinups, too.
Yep. I gotta laugh at the Rapture one, though. Apparently, they're all supposed to be kids, so she's wearing a bodysuit under her.
Yeah. That's great.
It's fantastic, dude. Little powerhouse. Look at him. So cute.
It's good stuff.
And then all these various cover recreations that we've seen over the years. They're all
fantastic. Loved it.
Quite good, quite good.
Yep. Good stuff.
So,
awesome.
All around.
Savage Dragon 234. Pretty good.
In the history books.
Yep. There'll never be another of its like.
No, dude. Fucking awesome. Awesome. More of this. Like, just as much as you want. Fantastic.
So we have the cover copy for the next issue?
Why, as a matter of fact, we stew.
Ha!
By the way, I don't know if you cats were aware, but here's a rather interesting thing I believe happened. If you look at the cover to 235 on the Image website now, that is most definitely Maxine in the background.
Oh,
Whereas before it kind of really wasn't, I don't think.
Something changed?
Yeah, it looks like it's Maxine now. Like, remember how, like, before we were like, uh-oh, Maxine's not on any of the covers. She's definitely in the background of the Buffalo Stew cover now.
Well, I think wasn't she always?
No, you said, unless that's just some random, I don't know if it's always...
My memory is gone all Berenstain universe, because I can't remember if she was in the background when we first saw it or not.
I don't think she was, and I think that this is an addition.
Get out of here.
It seems like a really weird thing to add now, because when we're recording, the issue isn't out yet. That would be something to add when it comes out, or like a week from now.
But who's looking at this cover? If this cover was the update, nobody would really notice. Oh, hold on. I got a real good way.
She's always been on there. Lies, Raven. All
The
lies.
And if she has always been on, that means my entire thing of Eric
I felt like
plans
we
these
always-
things and throws us off was bullshit the whole time.
I feel like we were always like, oh, covers don't mean anything.
Oh, dude, she was. I'm going back now. We're going to sound like such jackanapes.
Yep.
Yeah, I went back to dragonfan.net. She's totally on the cover. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Hey, guys, guess what? Nothing beats Buffalo Stew. Malcolm Dragon comes face to face with an all-new foe. The unstoppable Buffalo Stew. And that's your cover copy for 235. You got to change it up. You can't always give people what they expect. They'll get bored.
I feel like you'd be called like the Minotaur or something if it was real life.
The Minotaur.
Probably already taken.
It's perfect. Minotaur is...
Trademark.
Hashtag.
The Mighty Manitor.
Hashtag Minotaur. No, it's good. I, for one, am excited for Buffalo Stew, our new master.
Do you think Buffalo Stew is coming up from Buffalo, New York,
Yes.
and he's just a mascot for a sports team?
I think he wishes he was. Those 4 Super Bowl losses still burn bright.
Had to rub the salt, didn't you?
Well, I'm the biggest Buffalo Bill fan I know. So,
That makes you the biggest one I know.
yeah.
You're a Buffalo fan and you live in New England?
I wasn't born here.
That's got to be torturous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, actually.
For the past, 15 years, you've just sucked.
Yep. Yep. Got to the playoffs last year, though, so,
You squeaked in.
baby steps. And because another team lost, too. It's the best kind of playoff victory.
Well, you know what I like? Buffalo wings. Delicious.
Actually, I believe from Buffalo.
Are
Yes,
they?
they are.
Not an
Yes.
urban legend.
No, it is.
What, it is?
There's 3 different places in Buffalo that claim they...
Yeah. Put chicken in hot sauce. Nobody ever thought of it before this moment.
That revolutionary idea.
I was just in Buffalo a couple of.
It's like how I invented
ago.
the buffalo hamburger at McDonald's.
Wait a minute.
Buffalo sauce and putting it on my cheeseburger.
Hold on, I just thought of something.
What?
What if we put ranch on the wings as well?
Oh my gosh! What
Surely.
time is it?
I think it's time. I think it's
Hey,
over.
real quick, Savage Dragon 236, the one with the cover with the kids.
Okay.
Is that what's the name of that little guy that takes away your powers?
Negate.
Yeah, you guys think that's Negate's hand because it's a callback to that Negate issue. Forget what?
What cover?
235, 236's cover.
Negate's
The one
dead.
with the kids.
Is Negate dead?
Negate died hard. Negate died in the prison breakout with Mako.
Oh yeah, he's
Or was that Gate?
No, Negate's dead.
I know Negate is
I
dead
feel like
for
he
sure.
probably has to be because he can't have a guy walking around that can take away powers.
Yeah, that's why he had to create fucking Freak Out. Because he killed Negate, so he needed a way to take powers away.
But that's a callback to a cover where Negate's hand was basically right there.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that might be the youngest baby's hand.
Definitely. So you're thinking they're going to negate the baby?
Well, and that's true too, because this is the menace they face is no ordinary foe. It's the latest addition to the Dragon family.
Motherfucker, Negate is not dead. Last time he appeared, he negated Bloop and Animal. So fuck me.
Maybe next
thought
time.
for sure he was dead.
But I don't think it's him because the solicitation say that they're going against the baby.
Yeah, dude. It's definitely got to be the baby. Like, you can't imagine who else it could be.
Negate?
Nope.
But he was in the prison breakout. I did have that one right. But he didn't die there like I thought he did.
Huh, weird. All right, well, shall we wrap this up?
Let's do it. Everybody, thanks for listening. You're number one. Read Savage Dragon. Tell your friends. Write into our FINteresting Questions segment, please. Did we miss anything?
Oh, Raven, man, you just fired that right off. I'm impressed.
I try. I like to contribute. I'm going to be the preparing guy.
I'm going to go buy Savage Dragon next Tuesday. I mean...
I felt like such an asshole. I'm going to buy a Ninja Turtles Tuesday. I had an I like turtles moment with Ninja Turtles.
I like Ninja Turtles.
I like Ninja Turtles. It's horrible, dude.
All right. Well, with that, shall we end this?
Yeah. It's a thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Do 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 do.